Louis off screen. There you go.
Trying any effort I can to,
to one up that Frenchman. So, welcome back after so long to another edition of We're Going to Try to Answer Questions as quickly as possible. Right, I'm gonna try and get through as many as possible, so I'll try to not waffle. Okay, question from, I think, Ewan's Pen. Do you use any props or visual aids to help get in character when you're voice acting? Like wearing heels for Louis or a crucifix for Santiago? They just want to see you in heels.
I don't wear anything, but the only really visual aid I use is just what you provide us, I guess. But
the character sheets.
The character sheets and, like the storyboards, and I just go off of that, really.
Breakfast.
Oh, is that me?
Yes, you.
Me now. Well, the simple answer is yes, definitely. I've just got myself a skull mug here. Of course, this is more
piracy.
This is more Louis' department, having skulls. But yeah, I like a bit of a prop and a flag and shades and not that James would wear shades.
Shades.
It's yeah. The answer is yes, I do.
Guess you could say that. X marks the spot. Yeah. Okay.
The answer to the question for me is no.
No. He doesn't wear heels.
Sorry, everyone.
When you're doing the vocalizations for scenes involving movement, do you imitate the said movement yourself to get how it would sound? So do you actually do the actions while you're doing the voice acting?
Sometimes. I guess it depends on how active this character is being. Maybe not to the full extent, but maybe just a little bit, just to get that sort of match that sort of
Otherwise,
sound you would make.
Bang into the microphone.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You don't go all out, but you just... Maybe a little bit. I don't know, it'd be interesting to maybe film myself doing a voice and see just how psychotic I look while doing it.
They do that in, like, Disney and DreamWorks. They film the actors. And then sometimes the animators put that into the characters.
Where they, base the character's look. Yeah.
I definitely do. It just... because James is angry most of the time, it just helps me to be pointing at something, just going, will you just stand still, just damn pirate.
I'm imagining you now with like a poster of Louis on the wall with a target drawn on it and darts in it.
That's it. So yes, I do moving around, definitely.
Yeah. For me, always. There's something about being able to move your hands and limbs that help me just get into it. I'm like, if I'm sword fighting, I'll never choreograph my own sword fight, and then but I mean, I'm gonna throw my arms around and work myself up in a sweat and do all those things. It definitely helps to get the voice there, because if you don't do enough physical activity, I find you run the risk of there being a really obvious disconnect between your voice and what you're doing.
And the character,
people can hear it, and that's, and Shamine was right. If you look at all the great voice actors of great animated movies and television shows, just across the board, they are all always doing things with their arms and hands and body.
From an animator point of view, of course we do the actions. It's really fun to watch our class. We'll all be sitting, and then suddenly one guy in front of me will stand up and start doing a somersault on the ground slowly, counting the frames. Then he gets up and he does the same thing on the computer.
That's awesome.
Or you'll see people pointing. I had a little mirror on my desk for the faces, and I'm just making faces at myself and then pointing at myself and trying to get the angle.
Oh yeah.
And then this was better for the props one. I brought in my tricorn hat when I was animating the ensign because I couldn't figure out how this stupid thing looked from a certain angle. So I'm sitting there animating with this tricorn hat on my head, and everybody in class is just like, what? Anyway, so that was fun. And, I have some perverted watchers, because someone had to ask boxers or briefs. This was asked a total of 3 times, so
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to put it here.
Boxers. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if it would be quite decent to actually say such a thing, but in order to keep the peace, obviously, boxers.
What about you?
Boxers.
Yeah, alright, 3 for boxers then. Moving on. Next one's from Shendin. Here's one for the VAs off the topic of voice acting. Sorry. Do any of you go to college?
What was that?
I don't know what that was. That's my really bad attempt at a Cockney accent, that is. Do any of you go to college, and if so, what are your majors? If you've already been to college, what did you go for? I think it would be nice to know a little bit more about the VAs beyond the voices they play in Hat. Which I sort of did, because I plugged you all on your websites a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
Right.
they want to know more about you guys.
I'm graduated. I graduated maybe about a year ago, and my major was media arts and technology. Some of that involved either audio editing or that kind of thing. So it was, yeah, that's what I did.
I'm a little bit more complicated. I started work in 1988 at a company called Spitting Image, which was a satirical puppet making company, and they did this television show which was taking the mick out of politicians and musicians and actors and people like that. And that was my first job then, and then I moved and worked in films a bit, and then TV and theatre and model making and prop making, and then I've wandered into performance a bit and play spoons in a folk band, and yeah, lots of different things, because
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
yes, indeed, one has to do these sorts of things, you know, just to keep going.
Well, I haven't gone yet because I'm not out of high school, so that's a thing. But I have a lot of desires about where I want to go and what I want to do, specifically in acting and filmmaking and all those sorts of things. I really want to try to be a director, writer. I wanna feel like I gave that a shot, you know, and so that's what I want to go to school for. I have my eyes set on a couple different places.
While running
Cool.
a band.
While running a band, of course.
Class. This one is from Ickle Valdipu. For all of you, what is the best kind of hat or headwear?
I guess I would just go with the classic top hat. That sort of speaks to me.
Classy.
Yeah.
I see
right.
you have like a monocle in some of your pictures as well.
yeah. Right. Because
Very
who
stylish.
doesn't? Everyone needs or should have a monocle. So yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
sorely
Top hat
lacking
would be
in
my
monocles.
choice.
Don't look at me.
What?
You're not putting a monocle on me.
I don't have a monocle. You're safe from this one.
Oh, good.
I used to have a
As for
top
me,
hat.
yeah, I like to wear a hat every now and again, not generally speaking outside in the normal public, but when I'm performing, the bowler hat is the way forward. Absolutely.
For me, I don't really wear hats.
You look like a 12-year-old when you do.
Thank you, Shamine. Yeah, I don't know. When I do wear a hat, it's just a cap. I'm a vanilla hat wearer, so I'm not the best person to answer this question.
For me, because I live in Singapore, I tend to like anything that keeps the sun out of my eyes. But then it tends to mess up my hair. But also because I share Louis' love for overdoing everything. If I do wear something to a fancy dress, it usually has lots and lots of feathers in it, and gold lace, and foofara, ridiculous amounts of foofara.
Wow.
Just go all out. You know,
Oh yeah.
if you're gonna do it, just go all out.
We had a 10th grade prom that theme was masquerade, and I made the mask, and half of it's butterfly, half of it's crow, and I just have feathers all over it.
Wow.
Get my drink.
Okie dokie.
Fantastic.
Could I have a coconut thingamabobberjig?
Yes.
Thank you. Anywho, also, is there any character that you would love to do the voice for or animation of? So this is like in the world. If you could
In the
voice
world?
any character in the world,
Huh.
who would it be?
I don't know if I have a specific. There's like different maybe comics or video games or anything, various characters in it that don't have voices yet
Oh.
that I would love to maybe give a shot. I guess if I could pick, I don't know how familiar you guys are with say like Ace Attorney or something like that.
Oh.
Phoenix Wright.
I know of them.
Yeah, yeah.
My
mhm.
friends in high school would play that, I think.
Oh yeah.
They had the game where you could yell objection instead of
yeah.
hit objection. So it would be
Yeah.
eating lunch, talking, and then out of nowhere, objection! Okay.
Absolutely, yes, quite. Any future character that Shamine draws, that I would be delighted to add a voice to.
Oh yeah, me second. Yeah, if
I'm
you
very
have another character.
Just
I've
suck
no
up some
idea,
more,
really.
Richard.
Everyone knows what they should say, yeah?
No.
So anything you make. You know. Here's
Um,
my
yeah,
soul,
I can't
take it.
think of anyone, so. Be lovely to add some
step on it.
voices to a Star Wars type project, like the Clone Wars or something like that. You know, would be great because a lot of those voices are wonderfully over the top. So yeah, that would be great to do that.
Yeah. Well, I have a kind of dream of being a voice in a cartoon that just continues on and has a nice following. You know, I wouldn't ever want to. I mean, like, I know that the point of the game is like, who would you really want to do? But it's like all of those actors do so much for their characters that it's like if I set myself in, I feel like I'd be committing some kind of voice acting crime.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I really would want to just be able to play a character that had some kind of prestige in a show that people liked, that continued on. You know, I'd really want to be like a Nolan North or Tara Strong, where they're just, you know, in the real world no one knows, and then they walk into Comic-Con and suddenly they are like one of the people you go to Comic-Con to see.
That's like the best kind of fame to have. Is,
Yeah.
You know, you don't have that hassle, but then the people who really appreciate you will recognize you.
Yeah, that would be cool. I guess this kind of applies to me because they asked who I would want to animate. Oh god, I don't know. Honestly, I like animating my own characters. That's why I did it.
You could be an animator in Invader Zim.
I haven't drawn Invader Zim in years. I don't remember how to do that style, which ironically was the style that I learned how to draw humans from. At first I drew boxy little humans with massive eyes, and then I kind of went, okay, let's make the eyes a bit smaller and the face a bit less square and make him a bit taller. I'm starting to get humans now. Yeah. So it used to be I only drew animals.
Something wrong with my video. I don't know. It keeps on
It's
going
okay.
in and out. So
Yeah,
slightly
but
annoying.
it
Sorry.
comes back clearer, so it's like magic.
We have about.
Okay, so sorry everyone.
Okay. WildFox03, for Sack, which character were you the most anxious about finding the right voice actor for? Oh, I already answered this one in the last one, I think, where I just said Santiago I was most worried about because I was like, if he doesn't have this deep, fearsome voice, then the whole character is not going to work. But that's okay, we found the perfect voice for Santiago, so I'm happy. Yeah.
You get this congratulatory wintermelon tea bottle.
Oh, thank you.
Do you
Welcome.
like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Everything in Singapore is weird.
Have a drink, it has bits in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the food, but it's just, it's so off. I mean, it's like the opposite side of the world in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. My taste buds are confused. Yeah, yeah, I pretty much answered this in the last podcast, so because we're running out of time, I'll just skip it.